Greetings to all of you, my dear sisters and brothers and my dear friends. And all of you are welcome to a new broadcasting in the secret place. This is your pastor, Yeti. And together we are now in Psalm 48. Jerusalem, symbol of God's glory. The key verse for today is, "As is thy name, O God, so is thy praise to the ends of the earth." Psalm 48, verse 10. Jerusalem was built to be the city of God on Mount Zion. It was visible from the plains and all the valleys surrounded. One had to go up to Jerusalem to travel there. The centerpiece of the city was a temple, which represents the presence of God in the midst of His people. The massive fortifications of the wall and the rampart were impressive and would defy any adversary from ever thinking of challenging the rule and dominion of the kingdom of Israel as represented by the city. The city was a focus of pride for the people. It represented their security and the glory of their kingdom. It was a reminder to the nations around of how God had manifested His power and blessing in subduing the peoples and prospering the nation of Israel. But the city was simply a symbol and representation of God's glory. It wasn't these buildings and edifices, but God Himself that is exalted in the whole earth. His power and authority strike fear in the hearts of those who do not follow in obedience to His will. This is the God who breaks up ships by the wind and storms and destroys armies. He is also the God who is filled with loving kindness, and that is where the thoughts of His people go when they worship Him. In spite of His awesome power, we know Him because of gentle and loving nature that provides mercy when we come into His presence. His right hand of authority judges in righteousness. We can be assured that He reigns forever. And although He is Lord over all the earth, He will guide us faithfully throughout His life. Those who had the privilege of going to Jerusalem would return to their country or their village and try to describe the grandeur to their children. It is like one who had the rare privilege to traveling overseas and would come back telling about seeing the Eiffel Tower, the pyramids, or Buckingham Palace. The stories would continue to be passed on. In a similar way, those of us who have come to know God and have experienced His loving kindness cannot help but tell others about it. When we have been given the privilege of comprehending His glory and have known His guidance as He revealed His will and directs our paths, we are compelled to pass on the testimony of His faithfulness to our children. When we have had an opportunity to discern His glory and miraculous power, we should declare to the nations that God would be praised to the ends of the earth. Like the city of Jerusalem, beautiful and elevated on Mount Zion, so is the name of the Lord. It is the name above all names, and greatly to be praised. Let us pray. Lord, Your greatness is beyond comprehension. Jerusalem in ancient times so stood out among all the other cities and kingdoms. It was a symbol of your exalted nature, lifted up above all the earth. It was beautiful, bringing joy and delight to the nations. May you be so filled up and exalted in my life that your praise would be the focus of all I do. Help me to be faithful in declaring your glory, so that future generations and all the ends of the earth will praise your name. Amen. I pray this in your beautiful and powerful name, Jesus, my Lord. Amen. Isn't that amazing, my beautiful people? God's presence in our life. Excuse me. His loving kindness, His security, everything. My beautiful people, may you come to a much deeper awareness of everything that God has given you. Blessings to all of you, my dear ones. This is your Pastor Yeti. I love you guys. Bye.